This is a sub $1,000 respectable hunting rifle, and today we're going to be putting it up against a $2,500 practically perfect in every way hunting rifle. In other words, it's you versus the guy she told you not to worry about.
She promised he was just a friend.
Ugh. Yeah, he'll be fine. 4 tests today will prove whether she was wrong and never should have left you, or whether she was right and you were a bum all along. Test number 1, the cold bore test. Everyone in every hunting rifle YouTube video ever has at least at one point said, all I care about is the first shot, the cold bore shot, because that's the only shot I need in a hunting scenario. Well, it's kind of hard to argue against that, so we're going to actually put that to the test. I'm just going to show you that these are sighted in before we actually do a cold bore test. We're not doing any cheating. So, these are sight-in shots, and this was the final 3-shot group for the Bergara Premier Divide. And then I just moved it 1 click up and called it good. This is the Tikka. These are both sight-in shots right there. And then I took a 5-shot group on this one just because I had 2 extra shots. But that should be pretty perfectly sighted in. So I just left it where it was. And I'm not trying to shoot a perfect group here, obviously, or else it would have done better. We'll show groups later, but that was just like quick. Let me make sure it's at least kind of sighted in before we do a cold bore test. Ooh, baby. That's pretty good. Looks like I made the right adjustment. All right, on to the Tikka. Oh man, one thing I hate about these lightweight rifles, it is hard to hold them still. Wow. Perfectly dead center. Those are 2 pretty perfect cold bore shots. I don't even know who I would say would win this one. Let's go down and look. Alrighty. Oh, wow. That's embarrassing. Would you look at that? It looks like, okay, so Bergara Premier Divide, $2,500 rifle. Tikka T3X, super light, $800 rifle, and like 2 pounds lighter. In the cold bore challenge, looks like the Tikka comes out on top. I mean, almost the entire bullet hole is inside of, I believe this is just a half MOA circle right here. Whereas with the Premier Divide, it's just touching that half MOA circle. Test number 2, the scat test. Now you saw this in my last video featuring the Ruger American Gen 2.
4 shots.
Again,
we're inside an inch.
If you didn't see that, this has nothing to do with poop, I promise. So if you have some kind of paranoia with poop, don't worry, you have nothing to fear. It stands for Single Chance Accuracy Test. Now, in that one, I did a 5-shot group, but since I'm shooting 2 guns for the sake of time, we're just going to do 1 3-shot group for both guns. How it works, I'm shooting 1 group, no second chances. So if it's bad, even if there was a bad flinch or trigger pull, doesn't matter, because in a hunting scenario, you don't get a second chance. So, test number 2, the scat test. Here we go. All right, starting with the Tikka this time. Oh my gosh. That trigger is leagues better than the Ruger American Gen 2. I'll tell you what, if there's anything about that Ruger Gen 2 that I'm not a fan of, it's the trigger. 6.5 Creedmoor shouldn't kick like this, I'll tell you that. Doesn't have a brake, but it shouldn't need one. Shot 1 of 3, here we go. All right, let's see how we did. Bergara Premier Divide is up first. And it looks pretty good. but we're gonna measure because we have to. Looks like we're sitting at about 0.7 inches. That's pretty good. I'll take that any day. Now, this isn't the load that I have shot the best with the Premier Divide. That's pretty good. That says something about the Bergara Premier Divide. It's very not ammo picky very much at all. And then the Tikka looks like we snuck out over an inch. Maybe. Yeah, 1.1. I know the gun can do better than that, but hey, I said no second chances, so we're sticking to that. 1.1. Probably had a bad trigger pull in there, but you know, it is what it is. Test number 3. This one is also a similar test to a test I ran last video with the Ruger American Jet 2, the water barrage test. But this time, we're still shooting 8 water bottles. They're a little smaller, and they're going to be at 200 yards instead of 100 yards. Because a lot of you were not impressed that I hit 8 water bottles at 100 yards. And frankly, it's not very impressive that it was only at 100 yards. Really, I was just testing how good the action was and if there were going to be any hangups. It wasn't really, you know, a little bit was the accuracy, but it was mostly to test the action and the trigger. Okay, now this gun already has turret tags on it. I mean, the simple way to put it is they're quick adjust yardage stickers. You can see right there, we're looking at a 1,000-yard sticker. We got 100, 200, 300, 400. You know, it goes all the way up to 1,000. Basically, how they work, you collect all your dope data once you have the stickers, and you know what if it says, you know, at 200 yards you need to hold it at 2.7 MOA, then you put a 200-yard sticker at 2.7 MOA. And then this gun is also running a backstop because, of course, we've got backfire carries backstops. I mean, they've got them available for over like 300 rifles. Bergara Premier Divide, we've gone for all the Bergaras. There's a backstop available. All the Tikkas, there's a backstop available. Now, if both of these go 8 for 8, the tiebreaker is going to be which gun I was able to do it the fastest with. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, delayed. Your boy's fumbling the bag. Oh, missed another. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. All right, looks like I missed 2. And timer stops at 1 minute and 31 seconds. I'm pretty sure when I did it with the Ruger, I got like 53, but they were slightly bigger targets and at 100 yards. So, and that has a 10-round magazine. So, honestly, not bad. Only missed 2 at 200 yards. Yeah, pretty good. On to the Bergara. Scope we're running on here is the Vortex LHT. It's not bad. I don't mind it. All the Vortex scopes that I've used, the zoom ring is super tight, which I'm not a huge fan of. This one's 4.5 to 22. Usually I like minimum max zoom to be 20. So we're right in that ballpark. I do like the reticle. I like the reticle on the Athlon a little more, but they're pretty similar. 3, 2, 1, go. drilling them. One minute, 18 seconds. About 13 seconds faster than the Tikka. And I think I hit all of them. So it didn't even need the tiebreaker. The fourth and final test. This is sitting at 1,000 yards currently, this little pig right here. And there's more animal steel targets at 200, 400, 600, and 800 yards. And then, of course, 1,000. This is a single elimination death match between these two guns. Both of them are going to start at 200 yards, and then we're going to walk out. First one to miss loses. If they both miss at the same distance, then we come all the way out to 1,000 yards, and the first one to hit it wins. So the fourth and final challenge, here we go. Bergara's up first. Target camera's almost dead, so I'm gonna film as much of this as I can. Just off to the right. We'll give the gun a revive. We'll give it one more shot. Okay, we drill him at 400. I think that's a vitals hit. Looks like it's on the low left corner of the vitals. We're gonna call it a hit. Okay, on to 800. Oh, I think that's a miss. Yeah, that's gonna be a miss at 800. I rushed it a little bit, which I didn't need to do, but I did rush it a little bit, and I think that caused me to miss. Okay, on to the Tikka. Wow. That's a hit. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna trust the turret tags then. Okay, it looks like I hit almost the exact same spot as the Bergara. Okay, on to 600 yards. Well, I hit the deer, but it looks like I missed the vitals. Barely. Alright, well, looks like the Bergara wins. And I'm assuming the target camera died somewhere in there, so we're just gonna drive out and go look at the targets. All right, target number one, the coyote facing us. That was first shot with the Bergara, and it looks like that was the Tikka shot. But it looks like the target's like messed up. Like half the target is hidden. It must be like all janky. Oh yeah, I must not have checked for that. Whoops, okay. Disregard the 200-yard results because the target was about half as big as it was supposed to. So we're gonna go look at the 400, 600, and 800 yarders. 400 yards, we got a pronghorn and both impacts. Looks like we had a bit of splash up on the top, but that was Bergara, that was Tikka. All right, our 600-yard victim, a whitetail. And this is where the competition comes to an end because as you can see, there is only one impact on the vitals, and that was the Bergara. The Tikka does not impact at 600 yards. Looks like probably just a bad wind call. It's probably 4 to 6 inches off to the right. There's probably a solid, I don't know, 10 to 12 mile an hour wind right now. Going straight across the range, left to right. So, I mean, my guess, that's what it was. Maybe a little bit of shooter error, but who knows? Anyways, miss is a miss is a miss. So who is crowned the victor? It's the Bergara. In the challenges, it took a 3-1 victory. And, you know, I'm pretty sure we all expected this outcome. Challenge number one, the cold bore challenge. The Tikka started off hot. But once we got to the scat test, I think we all knew where this was headed. The Bergara put up a 0.7 inch group, which, might I add, is one of the worst groups I've shot out of that gun. So, I mean, that should say something about it. While the Tikka put up a 1.1 inch group. Moving on to test number 3, the water barrage test at 200 yards. The Tikka failed to hit 3 of them, while the Bergara knocked down every single one. Pretty impressive. I mean, 200 yards, smaller targets than my last time doing that test. Pretty impressive to knock down all of those. And then we move to the final test, the long range test. And the Tikka missed out at 600 yards, while the Bergara connected at 600 and 800 yards. Pretty impressive. That missed Tikka shot at 600 yards, probably just a bad wind call, unlucky gust of wind, but hey, it happens when you're hunting. So there is your challenge for today. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video.